But for me, it's not hypothetical. Sadly, driving under the influence is something I can relate to. Still, I don't see Hollywood knocking on my door anytime soon, unless it's Netflix looking for those DVDs I never returned. But I digress. Where was I? Oh, yeah, that old saying that kind of sounds like some preachy bullshit, unless you actually live it yourself. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. I know, total cliche, right? But there's truth in it. Addiction is a serious ailment. It affects a lot of people in this country, more than most of us realize. Just look at the so-called opioid epidemic. It's out there, and it's a very real threat, whether or not you know it yet. According to the U.S. government's Health Resources and Services Administration, 166 people die every day from opioid-related drug overdoses. To put it in perspective, that's even more than the number of people who are killed by extreme violence each day. 166 people every single day. That's a staggering body count, and it's gotten politicians talking. Unfortunately, all of this talk isn't really getting us anywhere. It takes so much more. There's still not enough actually happening to make things better. A lot of gifted people have struggled with addiction. Many people I admired sadly lost this struggle. The fatalities are off the charts. Look at the number of amazing musicians, with all the talent in the world, dead from addiction. Whatever demon they were fighting, it won. It got the best of them. And I'm not talking some one-and-done video game smackdown. I'm talking about a slow and agonizing battle where the winner takes all. There's nothing sexy about that kind of journey. The list is long and heartbreaking. It happens so much they could dedicate an entire wing of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to these guys. Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Keith Moon, Sid Vicious, Kurt Cobain. And more recently, you have Scott Weiland, Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse, Prince, and Tom Petty. All dead. Way too soon. For these talented musicians, addiction was a losing cause that seemed insurmountable. In their despair, they retreated from the fight and took comfort in drugs or alcohol. And it keeps happening, even to this day. Same goes for actors, artists, and so many other sensitive souls whose names were never known beyond their families and friends. Fighting addiction is never easy. A lot of times it's a fight that can't be won, especially if you try to win it on your own. But sometimes these stories have a different ending. Sometimes the battle can be won. Perhaps it takes more than one try, or a lot more than one try when the odds are against you. But it can happen. People can realize that it's good to ask for help, that it takes a village to get sober. You can go to the meetings, listen to others and their struggles. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Say yes when someone offers to help. You can learn humility. You can discover appreciation and gratitude. You can find faith and spirituality. People can work to get sober. I know. I'm one of them. It's funny looking back on that time in my life, those 3 years of complete insanity. On the one hand, I was at the top of my game. I was coming into my own as a snowboarder, headed for a potential career as a professional in a sport I loved. Think about that for a second. Making bank for something you're passionate about, something you're good at, really good. That's every kid's dream come true. But then there was the other stuff, the stuff that kept taking me away from what I loved. Sure, I was young and figuring things out, but it almost seems like it all happened to a different person. And in some ways it did. Some of my memories from that time are crystal clear, like they just happened the other day. Others are foggy, dulled by the passage of time or a handful of pharmaceuticals. It's hard enough to remember things when you're clear-headed. Can you imagine what it's like when you're high out of your mind? No, go ahead. Imagine it. Really, I'll wait. Too many recollections from those days are pretty much non-existent for me. I was so messed up that I remember very little of what happened. That's where my mom comes in. She lived through a lot of it too.